So, Boy Kills World is one of the best things out there you probably haven't heard about, let alone give a shit about, but you should. I haven't seen this much randomly stylized conviction in a while, and it's the closest thing to a live-action anime I've seen probably ever. I went into this blindly and I was very glad I did, because at first glance I really wanted to hate it and I thought it felt like it was trying too hard. Like me. You discover pretty quick that the protagonist, Boy, is a deaf mute and he's raised by a jungle shaman to exact revenge on a dystopian leader a la Hunger Games for his family's murder. A leader played by Famke Johnson, who is still responsible for my transition from boyhood into manhood. Thank you, Famke. I really assumed it was going to be just another dystopian revenge fantasy with action, so I felt very thrown off by the tone when I heard the boy's internal dialogue narrated by the one and only H. Jon Benjamin of Archer fame and Bob's Burgers. It took an immediate spin into the comedic, which I really had to tune into, but after it got on its feet, I really found myself having a good time. Bill Skarsgård is fantastic, and I'm happy to see him get more roles. He communicates brilliantly with just his eyes and expressions. Just keep giving us all those Skarsgård's roles, please. Crazy talented Scandinavian, Swedish, Norwegian, or whatever family. Keep them coming, Scarsies. I just got done watching Monkey Man as well and had similar takeaways, some similar structure, but two entirely different executions. Also, I noted both have random appearances by Sharlto Copley of District 9 fame, and evidently he's my new metric for deciding whether or not a movie is worth my time. One reviewer stated, "This is what Archer would be if it were a little bit more dramatic and a lot more bloody." Fair. Old Boy if it were half as brilliant, with a little bit of slapstick thrown in. A lot of slapstick, but also fair. The Hunger Games if it didn't treat death and murder like it was all that bad, like it was written by a gamer of the first-person shooter variety. Fair enough. One thing of note that is the shaman trainer dude, he's played by Yayan Ruhian, who we've seen pop up a lot in action movies recently, especially since the Raid movies blew all of our collective brains on the wall, and I'm very grateful that it did. He's just as impressive here with all the action sequences, some of which are the best I've seen in a while. Southeast Asian Psylocke mixed with real-life cartoon humor? Be still my heart. Some of the visual gags actually had me laughing out loud, not just a chortle or a guffaw, like a legit laugh. One of the funniest things I've seen in a while. The mistranslations of words from Isaiah Mustafa, who plays Benny, through the protagonist, and the commitment to that bit, one of the best things I've seen. The action was really on point and it took me back to the old Jackie Chan days a few times. Hyper violent while being hyper hilarious and inventive after I assumed I've already seen it all. It was a bold, refreshing movie that I absolutely was not expecting and surprisingly had more heart than I thought it would. Family. And I didn't hear anything about it. It's not perfect, but I was not bored for a single minute. This one really took me by surprise, and I'm glad I checked it out and think you should give a shit about it and check it out too. So do so and let me know what you think.